If you're constantly wondering why guys lose interest after a few dates, I need you to stop doing this one thing right now. And I'm going to expose myself a little here. But one time I was so available, so eager to share everything about myself, that I literally watched a guy's eyes glaze over mid-conversation. Spoiler alert, he didn't text back. So if you're the girl who always cares too much, shares too much, and somehow still ends up being forgettable, stay with me because what I'm about to share will literally change everything. Here's what most people don't realize. You probably think attraction is about being hotter, funnier, or more successful than other girls. But after going through literally 28 psychological studies and watching this play out in real life, I discovered it's actually about 3 specific skills. And here's the crazy part. The girls who master these aren't always the prettiest in the room, but they're always the most unforgettable. Let me show you exactly what I mean. First skill, master the art of mystery. Now listen to me carefully because this isn't about playing games or being cold. Let me paint you a picture of what this actually looks like. Most girls, when a guy asks about their weekend, they share everything. The brunch, the Netflix binge, the grocery shopping, all of it. But here's what the girls they obsess over do differently. They mention one interesting thing, then flip the conversation back. I'm working on this project that's consuming all my free time. But enough about me. What about you? See the difference? But here's where it gets interesting. Your brain is literally wired to be obsessed with incomplete stories. When you leave gaps, his mind can't stop trying to fill them in. Psychologists have even proven this. We're drawn to mysteries because our brains hate unfinished business. That's not manipulation. That's neuroscience. And you know who does this insanely well? Alexa Demi, the actress from Euphoria. She literally keeps her age a secret. She barely does interviews, posts on social media, just enough to be intriguing, but not enough for you to actually know her. And you know what happened? People became obsessed trying to figure her out. She's trending for what she doesn't share. Now you might think this sounds hard to pull off, but here's exactly what to do. When he asks about your hobbies, pick the most interesting one and give him just enough. I've been getting into this thing lately. It's kind of consuming me. Then change the subject. When he brings up your week, highlight one intriguing detail, then ask about his. The key is simple. You're not hiding who you are, you're just not giving him the entire story in chapter 1. Because fair warning though, don't be surprised if your phone starts overheating from "I've been thinking about you" texts. I'm not even kidding. Now let's move on to the second skill. Be genuinely interested. And I know this sounds basic, but let me tell you about this Columbia University study that literally changed how I see attraction. So they did these quick dates with hundreds of people. At the beginning, everyone ranked potential partners based on looks. Pretty straightforward, right? But then something wild happened. After actual conversations, the rankings completely flipped. The hottest people? They dropped to the bottom. And you know who shot to the top? The ones who asked real questions and actually listened. Here's the truth bomb that changes everything. Most people in conversations aren't actually listening. They're just waiting for their turn to talk. I know you constantly replay situations in your head, wondering what you should have said. But here's the thing. You're probably overthinking what you're saying when you should be focusing on making him feel heard. Because when someone feels truly seen and understood, it creates this insanely rare feeling. And that feeling? That's what builds obsession. Being hot gets attention, but being present builds obsession. So how do you actually apply this? Let's say he mentions he's starting a business. Instead of just, "That's cool," and moving on, try this. "What made you want to do that?" Or, "What's the first thing you're buying when it takes off?" Watch how his whole energy shifts. Or let's say he mentioned something last week, like a big presentation. Next time you talk, bring it up. "By the way, how did that presentation go? You mentioned you were nervous about it." I promise you, his brain just registered you as different from literally every other girl. And here's what nobody talks about. This actually helps with social anxiety, because you're not overthinking what to say next. You're genuinely curious about his answers. Your focus shifts from, "Am I interesting enough?" to, "What's interesting about him?" Game changer. Third skill, and this is the game changer. Own your vibe. Because you can master mystery, you can ask incredible questions, but if you're trying to copy someone else's energy, it falls completely flat. Let me explain what I mean. Think about the most unforgettable women. Megan Fox, Lady Gaga, Marilyn Monroe. Completely different vibes, right? Megan's this mysterious, low-key, intense energy. Gaga's unapologetically eccentric. Marilyn was soft, but strategic. But all of them? Unforgettable, because they owned what made them unique. Studies show that when researchers analyzed thousands of couples to figure out what made certain people irresistible, it wasn't about being the prettiest or the smartest or the funniest. It was about people who knew how to use their natural personality as a weapon, because humans are literally wired to be obsessed with strong vibes. It's like your favorite song. It's not just that it sounds good, it's that it makes you feel something specific. That's what a powerful vibe does. And I'll be honest with you, I used to try to be quirky funny because I thought that's what guys wanted. I'd force jokes, try to be spontaneous, the whole thing. Spoiler, it didn't work. But the moment I leaned into my actual vibe, analytical, a little intense, strategic, everything changed. Because authentic energy always beats perfect performance. So here's what you need to do. Figure out what makes you feel most confident and alive. Maybe you're mysterious and quiet. Maybe you're bold and direct. Maybe you're soft and thoughtful. Whatever it is, lean into it fully. The more you own it, the stronger your vibe becomes. So here's what I want you to remember. Hundreds of studies across decades have proven the same thing. Attraction isn't about having the perfect body, being the most beautiful, or even being the most successful. It's about these 3 specific behaviors: mystery that makes him curious, genuine interest that makes him feel seen, and a vibe so authentic, he can't stop thinking about it. And here's the best part. These aren't genetic gifts. These are skills. You can learn them. You can practice them. You can start using them literally today. And you will see an instant change in how men respond to you. Not because you're playing games, not because you're pretending to be someone you're not, but because you're finally showing up as the most magnetic version of yourself. The version that doesn't chase attention but naturally attracts obsession. This will change your life. Trust me on this. So to recap, master mystery by not giving everything away at once. Be genuinely interested and make him feel truly heard, and own your unique vibe unapologetically. Try just one of these on your next interaction and watch what happens. Let me know in the comments which skill you're trying first, or if you want me to break down any of these deeper. This was the Siren Scriptures. Thank you so much for watching. Stay confident, smart, and glowing.